My hope is that when we get to the end of the 3 episodes, that we get to do more, and that it becomes a thing where people used to go, well, this is a bit Twilight Zone about creepy situations, and I hope that people go, well, that's a bit Black Mirror about a slightly different sort of situation. If you remember, the very first episode of the Twilight Zone was set very much in an existent world, and then after that point it veered more into sci-fi, and that's kind of what happens here. Our second episode is very different to the first one, and is set in a sarcastic version of the future. It's a world in which every surface is a sort of interactive distraction, and people are kind of condemned to a life of drudgery from which the only escape is fame. So it's a sarcastic version of now. It's not explicitly sort of about a show, and within the episode you'll see that it's a broader story than, that show plays a big part in it, but it's not a show about reality shows, if you see what I mean. It's more about, there's more to it than that. Certainly with that second episode, it's got such a striking look to it. Second episode is directed by Eros Lynn, who's done quite a few Doctor Who episodes and things like that. So it's got a very striking look to it. And it was something that when we were doing the script, we thought, I hope this looks good. And then when you see it, it's like, wow, this looked much better than I was hoping. Basically, I was hoping it looked good. It looks really arresting. These are all what-if ideas. And in the third episode, that's written by Jesse Armstrong, and that's pretty much set in an unspecified time, but not, a million miles away from where we live. But people have got access to a technology where everything they're seeing is constantly recorded within their own. It's kind of like what you're doing now, holding up a device, but that's sort of automated. And you can replay things and rewind them and share them with people. And everyone's always fantasized, anyone who's ever been in any relationship has always fantasized about being able to, during an argument, rewind and show what somebody, you did say you were going to do this, or, to sort of, here's the evidence of what you said, or whatever. And it's set in a world in which people can and do routinely do that. And again, there's a technological thing at its heart, but it's not a story about technology, although the technology in that third episode, again, I think you'll watch it and you'll go, bloody hell, that looks like a great idea. But then it goes on to explore the downside. And I'm not pessimistic about technology, nor am I hopelessly optimistic. I think, I'd rather be living now than in medieval times in a smock, eating a turnip while sitting on a tuffet, or whatever they used to do in the mud-eating days. But on the other hand, it's slightly alarming not quite knowing where things are going.